Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa McAllister, and you're listening to The Melissa Made Show. Now, for decades, I've dedicated myself to helping women break the cycle of dieting, navigate through all the fads, and change their lives through my nutrition coaching. Now, each week, I'm going to talk about everything from deep nutrition, mindset, self-care, the ideal workout routine, tips on how and why to implement intermittent fasting in your life, my favorite recipes that are not only crowd pleasers, but they're actually healthy for you, and so much more. Now, with small and consistent changes, you can defy aging while living a happier, healthier, and more heart-filled life. I'm so excited to show you it's possible with the right strategies that are so simple to adopt. Okay, before you guys start this podcast, I want to remind you that this is going to be part 2 of a 2-part series with Miss Erin Washington. So you have to go listen to part 1 first before you listen to part 2. Like I said before, she's just the kind of gal that you want to grab a glass of wine or a cup of coffee with, sit down and talk, because we talk about everything from being a mom to being an entrepreneur to dealing with critics to being a business person, a wife, dealing with hormonal changes. It's just fascinating, and there was no way that I was going to cut it short, knowing that it was just going to be one podcast. So this is part 2. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you listen to part 1 first, and please let me know what you thought. You talk about being healthy and whole. Is there any way that you can just kind of describe for you what you mean by, just in your own skin, in your lifestyle, in your purpose, what healthy and whole mean to you?
Healthy is just acknowledging my body and not just destroying it and abusing it anymore. It's listening to my hunger cues, taking time to we were talking about our walks off camera, getting my walk in, doing something in each of the areas that are important to me. Like if at the end of the day, I spent quality time, like you said, just that 20, 30 minutes of quality time with my kids, got a good piece of content out, or I worked on something for a show, got my walk in for mental health. And I just hit all of those areas, I feel whole. And admittedly, if I don't, I go to bed feeling guilt, and I pray that in the next, I'm going to be present with my kids tomorrow if that's what was off, or, I'm actually going to finish. I have a to-do list, and I just move them to the next day. The thing just keeps on going through the week. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do that tomorrow. And if I can hit every area, I feel whole. And if I don't feel whole when one of those areas is lacking. So I tried to just time block my day that I can hit all of those. And that makes me feel whole, that I showed up and was present in every important aspect of my life.
So I'm going to assume with the bulimia that because obviously not my area of expertise, but that you eat poorly. It's junk food, poor.
I can tell you, I can tuck you right through it.
Okay. Because you're you're going to purge.
You check out.
Yeah.
You check out mentally, and you eat all the things. And for me, a trigger, if I ate something bad, one piece of it, I would, because eating disorder community who's going to come for me, I'm saying for me, if I ate something bad, it was I'm going to get rid of it anyway, like you said. So why not eat all the bad things? Because it doesn't really count, because you're going to throw it up. Yeah. So, and I could mentally check out mine when my soccer career ended in college. And that was my identity, my worth, my value. It was what else is there? And I had nothing else to fixate on. I'm a very firstborn perfectionist. I would obsess on soccer, and then soccer was gone, and food became my new obsession. And I would try to eat so perfectly, but if something snuck in there that was bad, my mind would say, eat all the bad things, because you're going to get rid of it. But what I will say about bulimia, absolutely no one knew. I lived in the soccer house, and I lived with 6 girls, and bulimia, you think you throw up your food, you were probably super skinny. For me, I was absolutely the opposite. I was bloated and puffy. You throw off all of your hormones, and my eyes were all bloodshot. I looked definitely something was going on, but no one was thinking eating disorder, because I wasn't thin. So that's something, if you see something that is all, I felt like I was just puffy and bloated all the time. My hormones were completely jacked, and nobody thought eating disorder. It's so isolating because of what you're doing and you have the shame about it, but I could check out, and it was something that I could control when everything else felt out of control. Like I didn't have soccer. I couldn't control that anymore. It was like, I will control what I eat and what stays down. And it felt kind of like empowering. It's disgusting as it sounds, to go to bed and know that I got everything out and wake up like with my stomach feeling like hollow the next day. Yeah. And that's like what I lived for. I got to eat all the things, but then I would just get rid of it. But I wasn't thin. I was like 30 pounds heavier than I am now when I was bulimic. So I don't think people understand. And maybe some bulimics are skinny, but don't assume that if someone's throwing up their food that they look super thin, like there's an eating disorder going on. I was puffy and bloated.
And I think that, gosh, I would venture to say that every woman, I mean, I'm pretty much has some, I mean, we've got the anorexia, the bulimia, the orthorexia, the ridiculous, restriction, I love intermittent fasting. I've been an intermittent faster for 25 plus years. It just works really well for me. And I coach women through the daily intermittent fasting. And some of them will come to me and tell me that they use fasting as punishment or, and so
you made me think of something. We have to say this: exercise bulimia. When exercise is punishment, or you're trying to undo your food, that is an eating disorder. And for so long, I would work out to undo pasta, or if you're looking at it like that as punishment or to undo, that's an eating disorder, Melissa. And I feel like I know so many women that do that.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too. But where I wanted to go with that was so you were eating these foods that have, addictive personalities in and of themselves, the high sugar, the high fats, the high palatability. And now you talk so lovingly about intuitive eating and being able to eat, by listening to your body. Can I ask how you went from that to where you are today? Was there anything specific that really helped you get through that?
Absolutely. What a fabulous question. A trainer at my gym was like, you were so frustrated. And it was what I was talking about before. I would work out 7 days a week, only cardio, because I didn't want to bulk up, which is a whole nother episode. You're not going to bulk. And I would just be on the cardio machine and I would eat salads. And he came up to me in the gym. It wasn't like a personal trainer. He just like worked there. And he's like, you just seem so frustrated. And I'm like, yeah, because I work out every day. I barely eat and I can't lose weight. And he's like, well, yeah, you're under eating and you're over exercising. You just have to eat more. And he is telling this to a woman who at one point in high school wouldn't eat carrots because they were a starchy carbohydrate. And I was like, eat more to lose weight. But Melissa, at this point, I had tried literally every single diet and I had nothing to lose. I was like, fine. So I started eating more often. Like at that point, I wasn't feeling hungry because my metabolism had completely shut off because I was over exercising and under eating. But he's like, he goes, you can eat healthy in quotes or clean, like people say, but eat more and eat more often. So I started eating. I mean, I got there gradually, but I can say now I eat double what I was eating before. I eat every couple of hours and I started to feel hungry again. And I had turned back on my metabolism. So like trusting this trainer that just listened to your body. If you have a hunger cue that says you're hungry, as sick as this sounds, it used to almost be like a win for me. I'd be like, I'm hungry, but I'm not going to eat. I'm going to save my calories. You're jacking up your metabolism so badly. I would try to save calories for the end of the day. Like when you're hungry, eat. But there is another signal: when you're satisfied, not full, satisfied, stop eating. And people miss that one because you're sitting in front of Netflix and there's still food on the plate. So you're mindlessly eating. If you take that second, some people, like I've learned that intuitive eating is actually a practice for like eating people that are in eating disorder recovery to like, be like, what am I actually feeling? Am I feeling this? Am I feeling sad? I don't do all that. I just check in. Like if I'm hungry, I'm not going to not grab something and try to save my calories. If I am satisfied and there is still food on the plate, I will eat it. I will get to it because I eat like every couple hours, but I don't bomb my body with 3 big meals. Before it used to be, everything was like times, like it's not time for lunch yet. Or I just had breakfast, but I feel hungry. I'm not going to eat a second breakfast. Now I eat a second breakfast and I honor my hunger cues. When I am hungry, I eat. When I am satisfied, I stop eating. And it just my body went to a set point that I've been able to maintain. It's a 20-pound weight loss that I've been able to maintain for over 7 years. And I truly eat what I want, but it is in moderation. And when you get what you want, you don't even need that much. Yeah. And I say this with like, my sister, like she's this perfect body, like in my opinion. And we'd go out to eat and I'd be like, grilled chicken salad, dressing on the side, no cheese. They go to her and she'd be like lobster mac and cheese. And I'm like, this bitch. But I watch her and she eats like half of it. Yeah. And that's it, because she's satisfied because she got lobster mac and cheese. When I'm not satisfied because I'm eating a bland salad. I eat all of it because I justify in my mind that it's fat free. So I'm eating more calories. I leave the restaurant feeling completely deprived. Right. And she got lobster mac and cheese. She didn't need the whole thing because her body, or in her brain almost, was satisfied. Fish tacos are my favorite thing. If it is on the menu, I order it. When I was in my mess, I would order fish tacos, but no guacamole, sour cream on the side, no cheese. So it was basically fish in a tortilla. I would eat them all, Melissa, because it was fat free. And I would leave the restaurant feeling completely deprived because I ate fish in a tortilla. Now I order fish tacos exactly how they're prepared. Cheese, guacamole, all the things. They give you like 3 or 4. I eat one and I check in. Very rarely am I going to be satisfied. So I'll eat a second one and I'm good. There are 2 left. I take them home. I have a weird thing about wasting. I'll take it home, but I am satisfied with 2 because I got real food, like what I wanted, and not some bland thing. And I've been able to like maintain my weight because I don't eat a ton, but I don't need a ton because my brain is satisfied. Last example of this is cookies. And I'm using air quotes. I used to buy sugar-free, low carb, cardboard cookies. I would eat them all because they were sugar-free and low carb. And they were disgusting. Now, usually in the morning with my coffee, I'll eat a cookie. And it's a regular cookie and I don't need a second one. And I don't go to the brain like I ate a cookie, so I may as well eat all the cookies because I blew it. It's just a lifestyle of eat what you want. Nothing is off limits. For me and anyone that's had any kind of disordered eating past, when something is off limits, it just makes it more enticing. When it's not off limits, it's neutral. Like people are like, oh, you drink margaritas every day. If I can have a margarita every day and I know I can have it, I don't need to have, it's not like I would have drinking days where all week I'd be like, I'm not having wine, but then Saturday you drink all the wine because it's your drinking day, because it's even more, it's like up on the pedestal. Once you just allow everything, it doesn't make it as tempting or as enticing. And for me, this is how I've maintained a 20-pound weight loss. I don't know if it's the right way. I don't know if this is the eating disorder recovery way to say it, but if someone is restricting, at some point you're going to have the thing, then you're going to binge because it's off limits and you broke it. It's not breaking a diet. Have what you want. Like nothing is off limits, and you'll notice you don't even need that much because you're getting actual food that you want. And my life is happier. I enjoy my life and I weigh 20 pounds less. So I'm like, how do I not share this message? It's working. It's balanced because I know I can have it. And then we didn't even get into cortisol. When you're living in that stressed out, I got to get in a workout and I didn't hit my macros on this, and calculating, your body's holding on to fat because it's a stress hormone. When you just allow and let go of the stress, your life is easier. And for me, I've been able to maintain this weight loss. So it's balance. It's squats and margaritas.
Squats and margaritas. I like speaking of squats, I'm going to let you go here in a minute because I know you got to tend to your kids, but you just described my daughter to a T. She's lost 60 pounds ever since college. Wow. And for her, it was exactly what you said. She was restricting herself so much, and trying all sorts of different diet plans. And, she tried this fitness program and just, she wouldn't stick to anything long enough. Yeah. But it was just, it was failure after failure, she felt like. And finally, she just got to the point, she moved back to Hawaii, where they grew up. And she just around a bunch of healthy food. And she, was on the beach a lot, swimming, surfing, and just tried to eat just the food there, the fish tacos, the papaya in the morning. And she just started to eat less because she felt more satisfied.
Yes.
It was the eating less that finally, it's not, she ate good because Hawaii has great food, but it was the cutting out the restriction and saying, I can't have this. And having it when she really truly felt like it, she just learned over time, she would just eat less of it because
you don't binge.
she would
There's
get
no reason to
satisfied
binge.
so
It's
much
allowed.
faster. Yeah.
Yes. If you know it's not going to be off limits tomorrow, or you have to eat, like my mom, love you, mom, but she goes on, she'll like drink a whole bottle of wine or eat something because she's going to start tomorrow. It's not a start stop. Like it's just a lifestyle of balance. You eat what you want when you want it, like she said. And then you don't need to, there's no reason to binge because it's just a part of your lifestyle, and you're happier because nothing's, I was restricting and weighed 20 pounds more and I'm just like miserable. Weight training also, like making that switch from cardio to weight training, muscle is the most metabolically active tissue. The more you have, the more you burn, even when you're not working out. So that was a game changer for me. It was before, if I had an hour, I would get in a run or I would get on the elliptical for an hour. Now, if I have 20 minutes, I'm getting in a lift. Like that is where the bang for your buck is. And any woman that is picturing that big, bulky bodybuilder lady, your body is not going to do that naturally. So don't shy away from lifting heavy because you don't want to bulk. You're not going to bulk. You're going to tone, and learn from me that I was always sticking to like these tiny little weights because I just wanted to tone. And I never had muscle tone until I started lifting heavy. So you are doing yourself a disservice if you're always picking up, you always go to the 10s, and your body gets it. They know the 10s. You have to challenge your body. You're not going to bulk. Please trust me. That was another thing. It was like, nothing's off limits. Lift and just kind of listen to your body and don't live in that stressed out calculating macros and calories. It's important. It helped me figure out that I was eating too much sugar, but the women that live and die by the macros and in the MyFitnessPal and calculating, for me, that's more stress on my body and more cortisol, and just letting go of it and just, okay, I'm hungry now and I'm satisfied. I'm not going to keep eating. It's easier and it's working.
One thing we all need to be taking care of is our gut. Now, it impacts literally everything: your weight, your mood, your skin, your digestion. And because your gut houses up to 80% of your immune system, a healthy gut is truly the gateway to feeling your best. Unfortunately, our bodies are being attacked every single day and wreaking havoc on our gut health, stress, toxins, and even just one day of eating a Western style diet. Now, thankfully, with Just Thrive Probiotic, it's now easier than ever to give your gut what it needs to thrive. Just Thrive's breakthrough award-winning probiotic is the only product on the market that's proven to turn your gut into an antioxidant factory. Do you hear that? Yes, this probiotic actually produces antioxidants right in the gut, meaning you get maximum immune, digestive, and total body health support. Wow. It's vegan-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, histamine-free, and non-GMO. And the best part, you can open the capsule and sprinkle it onto any food or drink. It's the perfect recipe companion to keep your whole family healthy. Now, Just Thrive has been loudly endorsed by some of the biggest health luminaries on the planet, including me. And you can learn more by listening to the podcast that I did with Tina Anderson just a little while ago. This company is changing the game in the supplement industry. No fake marketing, no claims, just real, scientifically proven results. You know, that's important to me. So if you're looking for the best in gut health and immune support, choose the clinically proven, award-winning power of Just Thrive Probiotic. And guess what? You can save 15% off site-wide when you go to justthrivehealth.com and use the promo code Melissa Made at checkout. Yeah, 100%. And one of the things that we connected on in the beginning was us talking about our walking. And we started to actually just start sharing, like, wait, save it for the podcast. I've shared with my audience. In fact, I love them so much because I shared a video of a doctor talking about walking backwards and how it's actually really good for you. Balance, and it's easier on your knees. It's really good for cognitive function and stuff. And so I'm always getting tagged now with my followers that are, taking some of that are walking, but taking a little bit of it backwards. I did that this morning myself with my husband. But I have been walking religiously. Next month, it'll be a year that I put my foot down and I said, I'm going to, and I literally on one hand can probably count the days that I missed for a storm or a travel day or something. And then I walk around the airport. But for me, it has taken me, I've lost weight. I mean, I've always been at a healthy weight, but the walking, it's the only thing I've changed.
Yeah.
It has taken me down about, in fact, I have my house cleaners here and one of my house cleaners, speaks Spanish. And I think she said, fleca, something like that. She told me I'm too skinny.
You're like, thank you.
She says
she noticed.
Yeah. She said more tacos and more taquitos. But I am very, very lean and I do attribute it to just that simple walking every single day, how and the strength train, but I've always strength trained and I've always eaten well, but it's literally the walking that has just made my body let go of, any extra pounds that I had, and it is keeping me pretty lean. And it's so good for me mentally. I mean, that is my absolute my time. And you said that you've had such positive results since you started walking too.
It's so underrated. Like when I was in my mess, I'd be like, I have to sweat and I have to run. I'm running for like PRs. Like I'm 36 years old. Like, why am I running for a PR to see how fast? But I was just so like, now I just walk. And like you said, I've been walking without AirPods, which is another like next level. I used to listen to like a podcast or something, but it's like just be in nature. It's like meditative. I come back to my kids, just kind of grounded. And yes, I have been able to keep weight off too, just walking. And I always thought it was such a waste of time if I didn't run and sweat. How far do you walk? Like, what is your,
I walk an hour.
That's
either 2 30-minute walks a day, or if I don't have the time, or I'll do a 1 hour walk every day.
That's what I do. I have a loop. It's 4.5 miles and it takes me like an hour and 7 minutes, but that is like my time. And I come back and you don't have to think that it's just being on a treadmill and running fast. And it's just walking is so underrated. And I'm so glad that you said that too. Cause it's like, if I'll just go for a walk, that's my workout. Like I mean, I lift still and I've seen like it's really changed my body and my metabolism lifting, but walking is so underrated and it's so easy to do. If it's a nice day or if you have kids, put them in a stroller. Like it's not something that you're going to skip. Like just go for a walk. If you look at it like that, it's so beneficial. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's an I mean, I've been in the fitness industry for, 30 years. And then that was, I think, the biggest game changer.
Yes. Same.
Just to add those walks. And it is a time that I tell myself not to work. Every once in a while I'll get on my stories and I'll say something that I think about. We'll listen to a podcast, or I here lately talk about being my time. I've trained my TikTok to only be comedians because I don't work that app. So I don't follow anybody, but what you like and what you listen to, you get more of. My feed is nothing but comedians. Funny. So I get to laugh and giggle while I'm walking, and it's, so good for the oxytocin. And
oh my gosh. Yes. I love that. I didn't know you could do that.
You can, I mean, if you're,
you can make it just,
you totally can. It's like my Instagram too. I've worked really hard, Erin, I just followed too many fitness people, and there's so much conflicting information. And I was on somebody else's podcast the other day, and we were talking about that. I'm just like, that's one of the best things you can do for yourself, is to really limit how many fitness people that just the ones that you truly believe in, and keep it small, because if you follow, 100, 150 of them, they're from one end to the, and none of them are wrong, but they're just so devout about this specific way that they undermine another way that could be perfect for you. So just, so even my Instagram, I've cleaned that out, and my Instagram is all animals now.
You're making me want to clean mine out. I should do that.
Animals and comedians. And it's, I mean, it's just made, social media can be a wonderful thing, but it can also be a heck of a thing.
Yeah. It's not real. I saw it. I can tell you it's not real. Don't compare yourself to something and make yourself feel bad when it's a picture that's not even reality. Crazy. And that's going to ruin your day. And you're like, oh, it's not real. I've seen it go down. And the more people that stop using filters and stop, like, I will make sure I don't have makeup on, and cause that's not how I look. Like, I don't know. If more people start showing normal, like, then it wouldn't be the like trigger or the like need to have to put on makeup, because if everybody just was normal, and it sounds so easy, like everybody just be themselves, but why, why it wouldn't be the need to keep up with it, because nobody's doing it. It's probably gonna take a long time to say no filters, but I've tried to spread that message.
Me too. I haven't used filters for over a year, and my daughter's a nutritionist like me, but she's also kind of breaking herself into the modeling industry. And therefore, and she's beautiful. I'm biased, but she's beautiful. But she was using
I don't doubt it.
Filters on her Instagram. And I said, honey, I said, of anybody, I said, I think if you really stop using filters, people just saw your raw beauty because they see all these beautiful high fashion model pictures of her, and they edit them, they blur out the skin more perfectly and take the wrinkles out of the clothing. I said, if they get to see the real you without any filters, I said that would do a lot for women of your age. And so she quit using filters as well. So
how old is she?
She's 26.
Okay. What is her Instagram?
It's _Taylor McAllister.
So I don't know if you know, I just recently started a nonprofit for teen girls that are struggling with body image and self-worth. And that's when my mess started. And I want strong women to come and share their stories, to let teen girls know that this is just a really hard time in your life. Everyone is comparing. The person that's coming at you the hardest is really the one that's triggered the most. And it's like, it's kind of like with the trolls. Like you have to think that they're really struggling if they're bullying, and women sharing their stories that have come out of those same things. And so specifically that if a girl, contacts my foundation and they're struggling with bulimia, I have women that have been through that exact thing, sexual identity, child of divorce, just a trusted person that has been through it. But I'm 41, and a lot of some of the bigger names that I've had on my podcast have said that they would do it, but they're in their 50s. And I'm targeting girls 12 to 20. So someone like Taylor, who's a little bit closer to their age, you said she struggled with her weight. And now it seems like she's in a healthy place. She would be such an asset as a mentor for Blue Butterfly. Not that you wouldn't be.
Yeah. But no. She
sharing her story. Yeah. I'm going to follow her, but
And you know what? And the funny thing is because she grew up with a fitness mom that was, I always have been. I'm fascinated by food. That's my superpower. Is I just, and I make sure my husband and I eat very well, and we're going to live to 120 and all that good stuff. But that played a lot in her mind, as she was a competitive gymnast, and then she went to college and had that freedom, and she was away from mom, put on a bunch of the weight, had really struggled to get it off, tried being a vegan and everything, and really poor body image. And it wasn't until she just truly let it all go and quit trying to compare herself, quit trying to listen to everybody else, and just listen to her own body and live life, and didn't think about the weight, but thought about her health instead, that she just had these tremendous results.
And I just been on this new, I'm trying to eat more plant forward, not completely plant-based, but it's not just about restricting. It's what can you add instead of thinking, what can you take out?
That's what she says all the time.
Yes. Add some vegetable. It's not I had such a restrictive mindset for literally 20 years. From 16 to 36, it was just calories. And now I think of what I can add to make it more colorful or make it more well-rounded, and not what you can take out. And it's just that mindset shift of not deprivation. It's just your body just starts to trust you again. It's and it just works for you, and you maintain your set weight because it trusts that, if you work out, you're going to eat again. And mine for so long was is she going to throw this up? Is she going to do a third workout? But once you're in sync with your body and it trusts you, it burns again, it works again, and it's easier. Your life is easier.
Oh, so profound. Erin, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I'm going
to
literally for hours. It's too bad you got children.
No, I'll get them out of here. No, Melissa, I would love for you to be on Squats and Margaritas. I'm going to have my girl reach out to,
I would love
I'll have my people call your people.
Okay.
We're very famous.
Yes.
We're going to have our people.
It's very famous. I would love for you to share, all the places that people can find you, so that they can genuinely, you guys, the very first stop is her Instagram, and just that very first box. I just want you to tap on that and to listen to the knowledge that is thrown at you in that 4 minutes. It's pretty damn good, I'll say.
Oh my gosh. Did you get to Melissa Joan Hart? When she was talking about, they said she could be an actress and a movie actress if she lost weight.
Yes.
And I was like, are you kidding? And she was 16. Yes. Ouch. Thank you for that beautiful, promotion of my Instagram. I am Erin Washington on Instagram. That's where I show up the most. I also have a page for my podcast, Squats and Margaritas. And that podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. And then Blue Butterfly Foundation is my nonprofit for teen girls struggling with self-worth and body image. I named it after a butterfly that was showing up on my doorstep every day for about 2 weeks. And I'm like, what is it? Like, I see it. I was putting on Instagram and people were like, it can't be alive still. Like, butterflies don't live that long. And I'm like, well, this one does. And until I was just like, I see it, God, I see it, universe. What do I do with it? I was on a call with my business coach and she's like, that nonprofit for the teen girls, we need to get it up and running. What do you want to call it? And in the moment I was like, Blue Butterfly. Melissa, I never saw it again. Like, seriously? I just got full body. And I have my butterfly on my arm now because that was 2 years ago. And now I'm looking like, I've never seen another one. I'd never seen a blue butterfly in person. I mean, my page has all of my butterfly. I'm like, how can I help you? Like, welcome back. And it would just not fly away. And it was like, here I am. I got the message and it left. And Blue Butterfly Foundation is at the Blue Butterflies on Instagram and the bluebutterflies.org on the web.
Which I want to thank you for doing that, because I always tell both my children, my son he's not much on Instagram. My daughter's whole life is on Instagram. She has to promote all of her businesses through it.
Yeah.
Raising children this day and age with the social media, what you're doing is profound work and so needed.
You. And let me just say too, if there was something that you struggled with, don't let it be in vain. Like, use that to find your purpose. You can, so I struggled with confidence, body image, eating disorders. Now I made a place that I sure could have used when I was a teenager where I can go and like a safe place to talk to someone that's been through it. If there's something you've been through, like, don't just let that struggle just die. Like, use it to bring the next person out. And maybe there's something, that's how you find purpose in your pain and what you went through, just using it to bring the next person out of it. So if you're thinking like you're feeling kind of itchy, like maybe there's more, look at what you've been through, like start there.
Look for that butterfly.
Look for the butterflies.
Which I see over your right shoulder. That picture, that makes sense now. That's beautiful.
That's my butterfly. Yeah. I'll have to send you the videos. It's mind. It looks like stage, how you could stage a living thing. I don't know, but unbelievable. You have to look for the signs. The universe is guiding you to what you're supposed to do with your life. You're just looking at your phone.
Yes. Oh my gosh. These one-liners, girl. You have a whole line.
I'm giving you some promo clips.
100%. All right. Well, thank you so much again.
No problem.
Certainly one of my absolute favorite interviews.
I am so glad that you wanted me to come on. Your page is goals, and I would love for you to do my show. Okay. So I'll have them figure out, it's going to be like this. There's going to be people coming in and out. It's just, I'll edit it up nicely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay. Have a good day.
As always, I hope you wake up feeling prepared and that you go to bed feeling proud. Have a great day. Wow, we've reached the end. But before I leave you, I'd love to hear from you. After all, it's not every day that someone reaches out and asks for your opinion. And to me, your opinion does matter. So please share this episode with anyone that you think needs to hear this message. And remember to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. My name is Melissa McAllister. And until next time, thank you for being your own health advocate.